Nothing like a little midday coffee. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. So if you watched my last video, which many of you did not because I didn't have gear in the title, or did I? But anyways, it was when I went to Las Vegas for a work event, and I got to drive a McLaren around. The new McLaren Artura, which was incredible. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. It's the video before this. I didn't get to collect the data, talking work. I didn't get to collect the footage that I wanted because they wouldn't let me put my GoPro or 360 cams inside the car for safety reasons, and I think they try to sell their own video, so I was lacking a little bit there. Okay, anyways, my point, reason why I tell you this, I was in Las Vegas for this McLaren event, and I had the opportunity to go the next morning and go out in the desert and try and shoot some landscapes. And you know, I don't shoot landscapes often, but as I get into this photography stuff more often, that's what I want to do. I mean, I got my kids, which documenting my family life, that's the most important thing I'm taking pictures of. But I also want to start doing a lot more with like wildlife and landscapes. And so I decided, because I had a morning where I didn't have anything going on, and my flight wasn't until later, that I was going to go out and shoot some landscapes in the desert, specifically at Red Rock Canyon, which is like a half-hour drive from my hotel on the Strip of Las Vegas. And I decided that I was going to make this even more complicated for myself, and I was going to shoot only the Leica M10, and I brought the 28 and the 50mm Summicron with me, and I was going to shoot with those two lenses. And yeah, I learned a lot. There's a couple things you don't want to do. First of all, you don't want to show up late. No, I'm too late. It's happening. Look. Ah, crap. Come on. Oh my gosh. Oh, guys. No. I knew I should have got my fat butt up earlier. Yeah, I understand now why landscape photographers get up at like 3 in the morning. Because you have to get up, get your stuff packed, you have to travel to where you're going to go, and then on top of that, you need to hike to where you're going to be, find your composition if you haven't already composition hunted in the past, and you want to catch that light, that perfect light that, you know, is during sunrise or sometimes at sunset or whatever. And yeah, I timed it where I was arriving at my location when the sun was coming up, which was mistake number 1. Then on top of that, the camera I'm using, the Leica, it's certainly capable for landscapes, don't get me wrong. But do I have it with me? I don't have it in front of me. But having a fixed screen and the live view is just okay. And you have to use some of the assist tools, like I use the focus peaking and I use the blinkies to see if I was overexposed or underexposed. Probably not the best option for landscape photography. And it was a good experience. I mean, I thought I was going to come away with nothing, total junk photos, but I did end up with a couple good photos, I think, and I'll show them to you here at the end of the video. But there were a couple things that I learned, a couple things I want to learn. I want to share this with you. Number 1, you got to plan better. It's really, really important. Getting up, getting there on time, giving yourself plenty of time to get to your location and set up requires some dedication, requires going to bed earlier, or just requires suffering throughout the day and taking a nap later. That's part of it. Number 2, the camera choice is important. Any camera can shoot landscape, let's be honest, but there are some that are better. And candidly, it was a nice day out, but the Leica wouldn't have been a good choice if it was raining, because weather sealing is important. You want a screen that you can articulate and go up and down. Just all those different things play a role. And the third thing is lenses are important too, right? I had a 28 and a 50, and you make it work. But 28, candidly, wasn't wide enough in some spots. And there were a lot of photos I would have loved to take that were longer, so 50 wasn't long enough. And so ideally, if I had to like pick a landscape kit, it'd be like a 16 to 35, 24 to 70, 70 to 200, 100 to 400. Or maybe like just a super zoom if you can get a sharp one, like a 28 to 200, and then something wider, maybe something a little longer. But you definitely need a few lenses if you're going to get into that, because there's a couple times where I was sitting there looking at like a mountain peak, and there was, you know, if I could isolate this one spot, that would have been a cool picture. And so that was the third thing I learned. The fourth thing I learned is that I don't like recording video while I'm doing landscape. I'll do it for the purpose of this YouTube channel, but go out there, it's time by yourself, you're thinking, you know, people like Thomas Heaton and these guys that make these landscape, photo trippers that I watch, these guys, there's a bunch of them. I know what they do, like the work that they have to do, like the walking in and out, and taking the different images and then taking pictures and then talking about it afterwards and showing the composition. I enjoy doing that stuff, but when you're learning, it's a distraction from like being in the moment. So I think as I got better, I would probably be prone to record more. The next thing is, what is it, number 4 or 5 now, is your vlogging camera. I carried this with me at the time. It was my Sony A7 IV, and it's a great video camera. I know many people that go out and they record like on an A7 IV and they shoot on an A7R IV for landscapes. But you need to carry 2 tripods then, right? So one for the camera you're recording video on, and one that if you're doing long exposures and that kind of stuff. That becomes heavy and cumbersome. And so I understand why Gavin Hardcastle from Photo Trippers records all his stuff on a DJI Osmo Pocket. And I would consider doing the same thing with the GoPro. I learned the vlogging camera is important, the dedication to it is important for sure. So that's something else I picked up. Filters, also hugely important, like using graduated ND filters, all that kind of stuff. Like I got away with it, but especially I was shooting backlit or shooting where I was in a dark landscape in one part of the frame, but like the upper corner was really blown out. A graduated filter would have been really, really great for a scenario like that. So there's a lot of things I learned, and if I'm going to get into the landscape / wildlife part of things, having the right camera, the right lenses, and the right filters is really, really important. So that's what I learned. There's probably a few more things, but I just wanted to share that with you, and I'll show you just 4 or 5 pictures that I took along the way and what I came back with. And there's a couple I'm happy with, to be honest with you. And I really like the way the Leica colors the files rendered in this scenario. I like how I put them through Capture One and they're interpreted, and I applied this like film preset that I've been working on. I think it looks good. And so, yeah, I'm happy with it overall. Anyways, landscape photography. Maybe we'll see more of that next year. I don't know. We'll see. Appreciate you guys watching. And yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section below. These pictures okay? Do they suck? I don't know. Go ahead. Let her rip. That's okay. I'll take it. All right. Appreciate it, guys. See you next time. Peace.